Hello everyone, this is the Parking Lot Blader here today with a review of Variant Lucifer. Variant Lucifer has been out for quite some time now, so I thought it would be a very good idea to review all of the perks that comes with this Beyblade. However, this Beyblade is not very good in its stock form, but it has a lot of parts that can be very useful in the competitive scene. So now we have all the parts spread out here, and I did not put any of the stickers on because I thought it looked better. First off, we have the Mobius Driver, which is probably the best part of this entire Beyblade. It's very similar to bearing, but it's slightly less conical and only has a small tip in the very center. This Beyblade can be pretty aggressive because of the Mobius Driver, but it also has insanely good life after death, and it can even compete with Extend Plus and Bearing. Next up, we have the 2D chassis, which is probably the coolest part of this entire Beyblade, but also probably the weakest part of this entire Beyblade. Now, as you can see, it has these rubber appendages that come out of the Beyblade that will act as a barrier. However, they are made of rubber and can be pushed in very easily, and it does not work to the full extent that it does in the anime. Oftentimes, really heavy hitting right spin Beyblades can end this Beyblade in a single hit. However, it is actually very good against left spin Beyblades, as you will see in the full-fledged battles. Then comes probably the least memorable part of this entire Beyblade, which is the Variant Super Ring. I don't think this ring is necessarily bad. However, if we compare it to some of the other rings, such as Brave from Brave Valkyrie, it's actually very small and very light. So this ring is probably good for defense, but it's not the best ring that you can go for. Next is the sparking chip, which is Lucifer, and this is actually a very good sparking chip because it has metal on it, and all the other ones that have metal on it are very hard to come by and get. So here we have it compared to the other two bays of the Sun, Helios and Hyperion, and it looks very similar. Lastly, we have the sparking launcher, which is a really hard launcher to get because in some cases it can be very pricey and hard to find. This launcher is extremely powerful, however it is very prone to breaking, probably the most fragile launcher in Beyblade Burst currently. Now that we have the bay fully assembled, let's get right into the battles. There is Variant Lucifer, and there is Super Hyperion. Super Hyperion is dealing some big attacks, and Variant Lucifer's stamina is completely gone. There is Variant Lucifer once again, and there is Super Hyperion, and once again, he completely depletes Variant Lucifer's stamina in a matter of seconds. There is Variant Lucifer, and there is Super Hyperion. Once again, big hits, and Variant Lucifer's stamina is completely gone. Hyperion wins this 3-0. There is King Helios, and there is Variant Lucifer. We have some big hits at the beginning, and now they are clashing head on. It looks like it's going to come down to stamina. It looks like the barrier is actually being effective against the left spinning King Helios, but not Super Hyperion. So let's see who will take it with life after death. And it will be Variant Lucifer with that Mobius Driver. Both bays are in the stadium. Variant Lucifer lost a lot of stamina at the beginning, but it looks like it is stealing some spin. Looks like all the rubber on that chassis is doing its job, and they are clashing head on once again. It's coming down to stamina, and it is Variant Lucifer once again. There's Variant Lucifer. And there's King Helios. Not a lot of stamina on King Helios. And Variant Lucifer is coming down to life after death. And Variant Lucifer takes the final round. There is Variant Lucifer once again in the stadium. And there is his opponent, Rage Longinus. Big hits from Rage Longinus, and it looks like Variant Lucifer is moving quite a bit around the stadium. The barrier actually seems to be keeping up against those attacks, and it looks like it's going to come down to life after death, and it is Variant Lucifer who takes the win. Both bays are in the stadium. Rage Longinus is giving some big hits, but Lucifer's barrier is once again holding up against all of the attacks. It's coming down to stamina and life after death. And Variant Lucifer seems to get it once again. There's Lucifer. And there is Longinus. Rage Longinus is giving some big attacks. And Variant Lucifer seems to be keeping up pretty well. It's coming down to stamina again. Let's see who gets it. And it looks like that was actually a tie. There's Variant Lucifer. And there is Rage Longinus. No attacks yet. Rage is just circling around Lucifer. It's finally hitting the barrier, and it looks like Variant Lucifer is equalizing the spin with Longinus, and it's coming down to life after death again. And it looks like actually Rage Longinus gets the win. Will it make a full comeback? Both bays are in the stadium once again. Longinus is aggressively attacking Lucifer's barrier, but Lucifer is still in the game. It looks like it's going to come down to stamina once again. And Rage Longinus takes the win again. There's Lucifer. And there's Longinus. Big hits by Longinus. And Lucifer's stamina is gone. Longinus takes the win. That's going to have to wrap up the battles. It seemed like Variant Lucifer did a lot better against the left spinning bays like Rage Longinus and King Helios, but it did not perform very well against the bays like Super Hyperion. Overall, Variant Lucifer seems really good against left spin Beyblades, but I don't think it is going to perform very well against right spin Beyblades. I want to do a test to see just how powerful Lucifer's barrier is, so stay tuned for another video coming soon. So in close, if you're looking for a Beyblade that will dominate all your others, this is definitely not the one for you. But if you want one that has a fun gimmick and just one to collect, or if you are looking into the competitive scene, there are many parts that may interest you in this Beyblade. It is really up to you to decide if you want this Beyblade or not. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been the Parking Lot Blader. Have a nice day.